Hi, welcome to the 1 Liter Podcast. You will watch us drinking 1 liters of beer whilst talking about shies. Please like and subscribe. Welcome to the 1 Liter.
I just did this butterfly thing and just full knocked the mic stand. Dong.
Welcome to the Krankenhaus, everyone, where we will heal all your remedies.
Look at our
Philip, what's Krankenhaus mean?
Krankenhaus.
Kranken.
Means hospital
In Deutsch?
in Deutsch. What are you drinking there?
I'm drinking 1 liter of Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola. Wow, keeping it sober today.
Totally. 9. We are drinking the Hofbrau Dunkel.
Is that what you're drinking? I'm just drinking a full 1 liter of what's the?
Mulespish.
I'm drinking a liter of espresso martini.
Dude,
You believe it?
dude, if you drank an
Look
espresso
at this,
martini, if you drank that, you'd have a fucking
you'd-
have
yeah.
cardiac arrest, right?
Look at this though. That looks like espresso martini on the top there. The little frosty white.
Yeah, that looks like Coca-Cola. It's got that maroony hue to it.
It's so. What did you call it before? The taste?
It's like nectar.
Nectar.
Like it almost tastes like
It's like honey in a beer,
like a mead.
like a mead.
So I had an interesting story happen recently. Basically, there's this chick who I kind of like, but she's it's crazy, man. Her dad's really wealthy, and so she's always been a bit like I wouldn't say pompous, but she's always lived in that very wealthy surroundings. And the dude that wants to marry her, he's pretty like high up there as well. He's really good friends with the dad too. So I was like, oh shit, I got a bit of competition. She kind of knows me, and so basically, she was kidnapped.
What?
Yeah, she was kidnapped.
Are you fucking with
Her
me?
name's Elizabeth, bro. She was
You're fucking
kidnapped
with me,
by
right?
some pirates.
Oh, you're a fuckwit.
Elizabeth Swan, from Parts of the Caribbean. I was going to see how far I could get without losing it.
No. You fucked my wife, didn't you?
Dude, I was going to be like,
Elizabeth.
yeah, that's not good enough. Slams the thing. Do you know what's funny? I've got a funny scene in Parts of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, that nobody talks about, that I talk about all the time.
What?
I quoted it all my life. When she's like, when he's trying to make her walk the plank.
Oh, yeah.
And then remember he's that big African dude? He's like too slow or like too long.
And kicks it.
Kicks it. Yeah. I'm always like, too long.
Too
All the fucking
long.
time.
Yeah, that's right. That's the line. Too long.
He should have won a fucking award for that. Yeah. Too long. Yeah.
That's a 1-line award right there.
Can you imagine if the Oscars had awards for one-liners?
Dude.
Stallone and fucking Arnie would have all the fucking Oscars. Remember on Predator? The dude's standing there, Arnie chucks a knife, pins him against a wall, stick around.
Yeah, he's got the cheesiest fucking
Oh,
lines.
fuck yeah. We're talking Swiss, dog. What's up?
Pirates of the Caribbean. You've brought this up before. Olden days, dude. Could you imagine how much they fucking stunk?
Yeah, dude.
Stunk! And they're
Yeah.
wearing these corsets, and the guys are so dressed up, standing in the sun and shit. You
Yeah.
just sweat all day.
Fuck yeah.
This is why
Oh,
they
man.
invented, well, not invented, but why they used flowers for everything. It was to hide the stench.
Yeah. But even then, dude, that shit doesn't do fuck all.
Ah,
It'd just be adding a sweet scent to the already sweeter smell of rotten sweat.
oh, the BO. And like, you know that stench you get when it's like BO that's drenched into your clothes and it's no longer able to be washed out.
Yeah, no, you just got to toss it.
And they wouldn't add any chemicals. They're just trying to wash it with water and maybe some fucking
Flower
weird
essence.
shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, what about like men especially back then? They'd wear those like white pantyhose pants things.
Yeah.
Or they
As
wouldn't.
underwear.
Yeah, or they wouldn't, and they just put boots on. Can you imagine the rot of their fucking boot? Imagine if that dude gets home drunk, takes his boots off, probably pits tits and slits himself.
Probably
cleans,
not even.
And then hops in the bed, and his wife fucking hops on top of him. Krankenhaus! Krankenhaus! Oh, yes. Oh, Mrs. Mulroney, you know? Dude, those people, and then like both of them are just unhygienic and the children are born with fucking chlamydia in their face and shit.
And like before toothbrushes, like you would have had the dankiest mouth.
Crocodiles.
And you're like, hello.
Yeah. Hello, darling. Hello, Mr. Donkey Teeth. How are you?
You may kiss the bride.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's where the tradition of the flower, the bouquet at a wedding comes from.
Right.
Because it's literally for smell.
You're right. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's it, eh?
Yeah. Do you know, I may not have brought this story up before, but do you know the saying mad as a hatter or mad hatter? You know,
I know
like
the saying,
Alice
but I've
in
never
Wonderland.
heard this, no.
Oh, okay, well, apparently back in the day, they used to use mercury, like the shit in thermometers. Mercury's obviously highly toxic to us, but they used to put mercury in like the insoles of like the brim of the hat, and they put it in other things as well. So like the men would walk around with these hats, and slowly after time,
Oh, no way.
mercury would seep in there. And you're like, so is he fucking mad? He's a hatter. You know, it's crazy.
A hatter. And the hatters were actually mad because they were going...
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Dude, the hatter just makes me think of Alice in Wonderland.
Alice in Underpants, eh?
that Mad Hatter scene. So I watched that in German, and it's hilarious, right?
What
The way
Johnny
they
Depp
translate.
one?
No, the
original cartoon?
The original cartoon. Just the Mad Hatter scene where she's at the tea party,
The rabbit
and they make
shit.
coffees
must have
and
been
shit,
like,
and cutting the cup in half and shit like that. And it was really funny. And then we watched it in English once we moved here and learned English, and we're like, oh, it's not as funny. The translated jokes are funnier to us because that's how we originally saw
in
them.
Deutsch, yeah.
In Deutsch. Weird.
Fuck. Have you listened to any good mainstream songs lately? Have you had any songs on the radio you're like, oh, this is pretty good, man?
Actually, probably not. I haven't even listened to radio. Like, the most new music I've heard recently was just like watching some Tomorrowland clips, and that's not mainstream at all.
Yeah.
That's like...
Yeah. I feel like the only time I ever hear new songs is like on TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
So,
The
and then
TikTok
it's like,
trends.
do you know what really bothers me when you find a song that comes out and you think you're like, oh wow, I'm one of the only people to see this. This video on YouTube or TikTok only has like 60 views, and it's a sick fucking song. It must be a sick underground song. Awesome. I'm gonna be the man for showing people this, and they're gonna sing my name at the top of the heavens. And then you look at it, and the song's like a year and something old.
Yeah.
And it's got like 10 million views.
And you...
Like, fuck! I'm late!
Or even if the song's like not even that, it wasn't even that big, and you've just heard it a year and a half after releasing, gone, this is the sickest thing ever! And it's already passed through some people, and everyone went, nah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Don't tell anyone. Just keep it to
You're like,
yourself.
shh. Just put it on your private playlist in your headphones.
Please don't put me wiping my nose on camera.
No.
I've got a bit of a runny nose today.
guys, look at me. I'm here. You cannot hear the blowing of the nose.
So, you wanted to know about the issue in my old post office job.
Yes.
All right.
So I saw you sent me the headline, and you were like, dude, because it's literally from where you lived, isn't it?
Yeah. So the incident happened like maybe around this time last year.
What was her name?
Her name was Rebecca Liebelt.
So
right?
Google that if you want, but we want to hear Joel's side of the story. Quick version of Joel's side of the story.
So basically, I started working at the post office in this small little town called Tennant Creek in the middle of the Northern Territory. It's like right in the middle of Darwin and Alice. And I was working there for about maybe 2 or 3 months. And the boss I worked for, it was like a family-owned business, right? And it was a woman, Rebecca. She ran it, and her husband had his own job, but he came in and helped out every now and then. Hardly helped out. He was a fat slob.
Yeah.
He was a grandiose idiot. His name was...
but she was like super nice, right?
She was great.
Yeah.
Her name, Rebecca Liebelt. She was a wonderful woman. She was a mother. She's a family woman. She had great kids. They're all like, bright up and comers. It's
So
just
nothing to be suspect of.
nothing to
at
be
all.
suspect. Just a modern family,
Yeah.
like a modern a model family, right? Everyone in town loved him. They were friends with the local police officers. So the police officers would come in,
So that mates with them even.
mates with the police. This is why it was all very sus. And so like police would come in.
But you
in
didn't really
uniform
know the
and sit with them
police
and
at the
shit.
time, or
Nah. But like I'd be sitting there like serving
Yeah.
a customer, and then they'd come around and I'd have to like unlock the thing and let them in. They'd be like, "Thanks, mate." Full geared up and shit. And so model citizen, great woman, patient, kind, good with the customers. Everyone loved her. One day, these auditors come in, and because there was safes in there and shit, and
that's right.
they
Yeah,
wanted
yeah.
to deal with like, I guess like an auditor comes in, they're just like daily checkup, right? I don't know.
looking
it's
at procedures,
Yeah,
ticking
exactly.
the boxes.
Exactly.
Yeah, everything's good here.
structural integrity of the safe's all good. But they said to us, "Hey, can you guys just chill out front?
Ooh.
Like, make sure you work from out front of house." Every now and then we'd have to go back to get the packages, and then we'd come out and they'd be like fiddling away. So everything.
how long were they there?
Nothing looked suspect. Maybe about 2 or 3 hours.
Oh yeah. Pretty standard, right?
Yeah, I'd come in and grab a package for a customer and then bring it out, and I'd just have a glance, and they'd be like, "Yeah, so like, yeah," and they'd just be chatting, right?
And you're just out there working out the front in
Yeah.
40 degrees. Whatevs, you know,
Oh,
whatever.
it's aircon. People would
Yeah.
always come in, bro, and they'd always be like, "Oh, it's bloody nice in here." It's like, I've heard that 50 times today.
This morning, and it's 9 a.m.
Pretty much. Pretty fucking much, dude. Place is a fucking desolate, barren wasteland of dreams and hopes and potential.
All right.
Just-
Well, let's not insult the people
like-
that live there.
yeah. I'm getting hot. Anyways.
Anyway, auditors come, they go.
Yeah, I think maybe that was on like start of the week, and then on the Friday I was out shopping. I get a call. Can you come down to the police station? I was like, oh fuck, all right. I went down there, and basically these two detectives brought me in, and they were like, hey, so are you aware that money has been stolen from the post office? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? The first thing I said to him was like, there was literally camera.
Yeah, and you're thinking of procedure in your head.
Did you get them? And he was like, no, we're thinking of someone within the post office. I was like, oh shit. And so it was just like, kept asking questions. It was like, do you work with the money? I was like, yes, I handle the money, but I don't handle the tills in the afternoon. I don't count the money.
You put it away, that's it.
Once I'm done with it, they count it, put it in the safe. I usually leave 30 minutes before everyone else finishes, whatever. So I was like, buzz. And then they were like, look, they basically said to me, we know that you have nothing to do with this. You're basically a new guy. We just wanted to know if you see anything suspicious. I was like, nah. I was like, is there anything you can tell me? Obviously, I'm not going to go and blab it.
So you're the new guy, yeah.
Yeah. I was maybe 2 or so.
So that's
months, yeah.
obviously they were looking at something that's been happening for a long period of time.
At this point in time, I didn't realize that,
Yeah.
but it's probably a thing, yeah.
So what did she actually do? How did that get announced to you?
So-
How did you find out?
When I went back to work, so they kind of alluded to the fact that it might be her.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was like, look, I vouched for her. I was like, look, I don't know what kind of stuff you have on the family, but I can tell you that I've never seen anything out of the suspicious or out of the ordinary. Lovely people. They've always been, super, like, I've never seen them sit there and hold money after a customer has given it to them. They're always like, boom, register, done.
Yeah.
And so,
What happens in the background, doesn't it?
yeah, I go to work the next week, and they're basically, the other employees were like, yeah, while the investigation's going on, Rebecca is banned from the post office.
Oh.
So, and then, so at this point in time, everyone knows. All these people are coming in saying, oh, what's happening? And I'm like, look, I can't tell you.
You can't say shit.
Yeah, some representatives from because it was a small town and Rebecca was like the only woman who had true experience. There was a young girl who was there longer than me, like a year longer.
Yeah.
She knew all the procedures, but they were like, she's young. We don't want to stress her. So we had these people come in and give us like a refresh on training.
Oh, to
For, like,
sort of manage yourselves kind of thing.
Yeah, so they were only there for 2
Joyce.
weeks or a week, and then they left, and then they put this young chick in charge. And so like the whole time, I'm slowly getting drip fed information of like what's going on, because no one's really telling me anything. And all I heard was like money laundering, fraud, embezzlement, right?
Oh,
And so
big stuff.
yeah, so I leave after a while. Like I was kind of getting over the post office and all the drama and the rumors, and the people who were working there I was with were getting a bit antsy about things. And like I was starting to have bad relationship with the people I work with there. So I was like, I'm in a small town. This job sucks now. Used to be a good
out.
job. I'm out.
Yeah.
So
So then did you see it on headlines afterwards, or? So what are the actual allegations?
The next job I got, this woman was telling me, she's like, hey, if you look on the website, you can actually see the local court system, and you can actually see what people are going in for. So you could literally you could on Monday or Tuesday, any day, press on the thing and be like, I know him.
Yeah, wow.
Aggravated assault, drunk driving, DIY. So it's usually drunk, public
DIY. DUI.
DUI.
Driving under influence. Yeah.
DIY driving, intoxicated.
DIY is do it yourself.
That's right. Fuck.
We're Bunnings DIY. That's what everyone's getting done with. Man.
Coca-Cola. So anyways,
going to Bunnings and they're buying shit for DIY and they're getting done. And then they got to go to court.
Bunnings Warehouse. Well, lowest price is just the beginning. So anyways, this woman's like, oh, look, they're going to court. I was like, oh, well, so what does it actually say? Because they were asking me when I started this other job there.
Yeah.
They were like, what? No, I was just like, told them what I'm telling you.
You're like, I don't know.
And it was like, so she's going into court for like money laundering and like stealing money and fraud or something. And her husband, Greg, who everyone seems to think he was the mastermind because he was
Is this on the news as well? Or
No.
it's
This is just
in the background?
local newspapers. ABC and NT did a report on it. So it was all very local based. You know?
Gotcha.
I'm sure Ozpost Australia Wide would have known about it. Like people in Sydney found out. Yeah,
of course.
So, anyways, I'm looking at these allegations, and everyone's agreeing that Greg, this big fat, Greg's like fucking like 6'9", just giant fat. Yeah, fucking. I got into a fight, fucking dropped him. Yeah.
Do people know about him? Like, is he?
Oh, he's huge in town. He's like
No, but like, for the allegations, is that published?
Yeah,
about
yeah,
him being part of it. At least?
So they're hand in hand.
Okay.
And so he's
I
denying.
didn't know because I only saw her name. I was like, oh,
right. He's denying everything, and she's kind of like putting her hand up and saying,
taking
"No,
the
I did it."
fall.
Yeah. Well, everyone's saying the dude's a piece of shit. So, anyways, that's all I know. And so recently, it said.
So the actual allegations.
I left the NT, right, and then recently it's saying.
So I saw the headline of like
Tennant Creek Ozpost manager Rebecca Liebelt pleads guilty to stealing $425,000. Dude, she's got
$500,000.
She's got like a 17-year-old daughter, like a 15-year-old daughter, like an 11-year-old son, and like a fucking like 4-year-old toddler. So these kids are fucked.
Yeah,
a former small town
bastards.
post office manager will inevitably face prison after swindling cash from Ozpost. There's Rebecca. And look, I mean, I'm telling the story. I'm incriminating her further, but I'll just say this to anyone who may.
But we don't know any real facts.
Yeah.
We just know
I'm putting it on Greg. Yeah,
we just know what the actual police let you know.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah. But all those police that used to come around, they fucking were scarce after that. And when they did come in, they'd always keep their eyes down. I was suspicious of them.
I know what you did, man.
Yeah, you fucked up, bro. You stole that money from those orphan kids.
I know better, man. I know it.
Yeah.
I know her.
Yeah. Don't
She's
go, man.
innocent, man.
Yeah. She didn't fucking do it, man.
Oh, that's crazy.
So
dude.
yeah, I've never told you about that, but so I was part of a major police investigation.
Yeah, that's huge.
And I was just
dude.
some
That's
dunkel
huge.
kid.
Just some little kid, a little boy working in the post office. Trying to find his wings.
What do you think would... Wait, let me ask you a question.
Ask me a question, bro.
What do you think it would feel like to have, normal you, arms and legs, but have wings?
Wings coming out of your back?
Yeah, so you could like
some sort of
almost
superhero?
like bones, right? You'd feel extra muscle sinew bones in your back. So you'd just be like,
back workout.
yeah. Imagine just standing there and like being like, you're at high school or something. You're like, oh, hey, Gwen, what's up? Cool. So I'll see you at the Soapbox Derby tonight. I'll see you then. I love you, Ricky. Bitch.
The sound.
Yeah.
Just air being pushed.
All right.
Just blowing everyone's papers out of their heads.
Yeah. Fucking Ricky.
Ricky, stop.
Yeah. Your fly's undone, you fucking asshole. All right, dude. I remember watching... Dude, yeah, go on.
No. What were you going to say? I was going to go back to a thought I had ages ago.
All right, I'll try to
But
be
we
quick
can
and
ride this. We can ride this.
There was a cartoon on Disney Channel back in the day called Recess. Do you remember that show?
No.
Oh, it was sick. Anyways, there was this episode where like all the kids were like, it was like a ragtag bunch of friends. And they're all like, it was like hot in summer and the kids were like all sweating and shit. And then like the little nerdy member of their group is like always cool, never sweating. And they're like, Gus, how do you do it, man? And he's like, I remember this time when I was a kid and me and my dad were in this like camping in this winter and it was the coldest I'd ever experienced. So he's like, so as a kid, so he's like, so while we've been walking around all day and it's hot, I just think back to that time and I'm able to stay cool. Because he can recollect how cold it was. So he's like regulating his own body. This is a cartoon, so I'm like, interesting. So anyways, let's try with you, all right? I'm going to try to make your body temperature drop.
All right.
All right, close your eyes.
Dude, we don't have a gauge or anything. Where's a thermal imager?
You're wearing a white shirt. I'll see if your nipples get hard, all right? So close your eyes. All right, so.
Can you see them? Yeah.
Yeah. So it's dark. It's that cold winter where everything's just like a dark hue of like a dark navy blue sky. It's probably about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The sun's it's freezing cold. You're trudging through snow. All right. And then the snowstorm kicks in. All right. So you're still, your feet barefoot in the snow. All right.
Stop. My toes are feeling cold, but it probably doesn't help that it is cold on the ground.
Yeah. Your nips look pretty normal. Fuck.
Damn it.
Next experiment.
The experiment failed.
Next time I'll just
have to fail.
Ice bucket challenge you or something. Hey Phil, close your eyes. Hypothermia kicks in. Well, that was a weird segment.
Oh, great. Fantastic. I was just going to go back to the old Mad Hatter because I find that really interesting where sayings and shit come from.
Yeah.
Like if something happened or something was a custom in the olden days and we still just say it. I want to look more of that up. I want to look that up and so we can discuss. Bless you!
Thank you. Do you know what's a great saying that I've always used? My parents always said it growing up. It was like, oh, he's fucking mad as a meat axe.
A meat axe?
So you think about like some crazy butcher. Rum, rum, rum. Like he's just mad as a fucking... Because like think about a meat axe. A meat axe just chops. It's bloody and gory, right?
It is.
I said that saying one time. I was working in some warehouse somewhere in Yatla. And I said that one time. I was like, he's fucking mad as a meat axe. And this old bloke was like, how do you fucking know that saying? I used to say fucking. I was like, oh, mate, I just grew up listening to it. He's like, fucking.
I can't even.
And then like, at that point, he passed out and died of an aneurysm. It was his last fucking.
It was his last fucking ever. Oh, God.
I'm like, what can I do for you? Holding his butt. He's like, he was fucking worth it, mate.
I can't even think of any other ones. We'll have to look it up because I like that shit. I want to discuss it.
Do you know what's a funny segment?
At length.
Do you know what's funny?
Yes.
Like sex position, like weird sex stunts names. Like, do you know like the angry pirate? So the angry pirate is like you're
highly inappropriate.
Highly inappropriate. So what you do
not
is
suitable for work. Please switch this off.
Please, I feel like laughing right now. Make me laugh. Give me a funny story.
I can't. I got nothing. I got no steam. I'm only riding the lols that are coming from you, man.
All right. Well, don't deter me from my crudeness, bro. Funny story. 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 Funny story.
Oh, that was a mean one.
Dude, lay down a beat. Give me a beat. Yeah, I'm drinking the dark beer. I have no fear because it's a good night. It's Friday. I wanna go and eat some hay because I'm a horse. Nay. That was a bit weird. I was a bit loud. Sorry.
Very weird. Very weird.
Rhyming hay with nay though.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but We'll roll it. We'll roll it.
Oh, I had a funny
Roland.
TikTok idea.
Yeah.
So,
Oh,
Philip, what is
excuse
the
me.
scientific term for the human skin or any kind of creature's skin?
Skin is derma, isn't it? No.
Epidermis.
Epidermis. Yeah.
Yeah, derma, you're close enough. So, have you seen that funny meme? It's like a Harry Potter meme, and he's like,
2 points for Gryffindor. He was close enough.
have you seen?
Yeah, Harry Potter.
Skedaddle, skadoodle, your dick is now a noodle. You seen that? Dude, you like that. So I came up with a funny one to be a TikTok idea. It'd be like, what's wrong, Ron? Oh, my skin's awful dry. Don't worry, Hermione. I'll handle this. Epidermis exfoliatus. And like he's like, and then his skin's perfect.
His skin's beautiful.
Epidermis exfoliatus. And the glasses and everything.
It's the expensive petroleum all over again. Epidermis. Does sound like a spell. I like it.
All right, I want you to imagine, right?
God.
What do you think the Australian wizard school would be? Because, like, using the theme of Harry Potter, you got Hogwarts. That's very British. Hogwarts and broomsticks, right? And then you've got like Fleur de la Hoo. What are the ladies of the Beauxbaton Academy? It's very Beauxbaton. It's very French, right? And then you got the
I don't even know the names of these
what's
other ones.
Victor Crumb's one again? Where are they from?
I don't know.
Transylvania? No, Romania. There's like the fuck, I can't remember.
Don't make it up.
I can't remember. It's like
But you're right.
Cocksucker Academy.
You're right. So what would the Aussie one
The
be?
Aussie one would be like Dingo Blood or something, right?
Dingo blood, yeah.
Or it'd be fucking like fucking Skedaddle Skadingus or something.
Dingo blood.
Yeah.
The school of witchcraft and wizardry.
I'm going to put you on the spot here.
Wait.
No, I'm going to put you on the spot.
The school of witchcraft and wizardry, mate. Witchcraft. Wizards and witches, mate.
Yeah, pretty much. Fucking Crocodile Dundee's the fucking headmaster. Paul Hogan. Paul Hogan's like, you call that a wand, you little cunt.
Steve Irwin pops out.
What is that? Like a cloud of smoke.
The doors, wooden doors. Right. Right. Today's lesson: wrestling crocodiles instead of hypocrite. What's it called?
Hypocrite?
No, the creature, the Harry Potter creature.
Hypocrite, yeah.
Is it?
It's a hypocrite, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh!
So instead of that, they're
It'd be some
conquering.
kind of mutate. It wouldn't just be a crocodile. It'd be like
True.
a giant testicle crocodile or something.
The crocodile.
Grab it by its scroties! Or something.
It's the crockaroo.
Crocodile, yeah.
It's got 2 giant rear legs. Just this crocodile body.
Yeah. That the crocodile is actually one of the teachers, eh?
And as it bounces, its mouth goes.
Yeah. Now, you don't want to get your hand in there. Yeah. I do a pretty decent Steve Irwin impersonation. Check this out. This croc has got a jaw bite of about 300 centimeters. Fuck, I'm spitting everywhere. Close enough. I got the tone
It's
right.
good.
Yeah.
I loved Steve Irwin back in the day, man.
Oh man,
He was.
I remember.
I was devastated when I found out at our school's bus stop.
We had no, dude. I remember I was in year 8 and they wheeled the TVs out because I had learned that day, and then they wheeled it out. And we had like a full ceremony for him.
Wow.
Dude, I keep forgetting. You should have seen it too, but
You know what I've always thought though, with
Bus.
Steve Irwin, because that's been ages now. I don't even remember the year, but
probably
it's
2005.
Yeah, I was in school exactly.
Yeah.
But do you think we'll ever have
No.
an iconic icon, like iconic icon?
We've had like
an icon like that ever again? Like one that stands out, that's like super Aussie, where countries across the world know about it and they go, this guy's freaking awesome, you know? This guy like wrestles wild crocodiles. Like his family's still sort of doing that, but it's nowhere near the boom. Like he was a hero.
He was a warlord, eh?
He was a warlord hero.
He was a fucking he was a valiant. He was a good ambassador for Australia too.
Oh, and he was such a good dude. Like
Just too good for this world, man. If there is a fucking heaven,
Yeah.
then he's up there fucking wrestling dingo
All the
dongos,
crocs.
you know? Yeah. Yeah, he's playing fucking checkers with Einstein right now, you know?
Even when he was doing like normal interviews with, like, I remember seeing a clip of it, someone I can't
Late
remember.
night, some in America or something like that.
Someone was asking him
holding
like,
a
"Oh,
crock
do
or
you
something."
drink coffee?" And he's like, "Oh no, way, mate, my hair would pop off or something. My
Yeah.
hair would explode or
Just
something."
so humble and like
so
a bit self-deprecating,
high on life,
but
you know?
like, but cool, you know, like,
Yeah.
like you could go up to Steve Irwin and he'd be having dinner with his family or something. I can imagine you'd be like, "Yeah, you fucking crocodile wanker" or something, and he'd just be like, "Yeah, whatever." Like,
Yeah.
he'd just be so just like this bloke's wrestled crocodiles, like nothing can phase him, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
What a
Steve,
champion.
Fucking miss you,
What a
mate.
champion.
But I
And,
mean,
like,
we had like all these like Bob Hawke, and then you got Paul Hogan, and then you've got Steve Irwin, and then you know people like Hugh Jackman, right?
Massive.
No,
Massive
listen, Hear
Ackman.
me out. A massive
huge,
Ackman.
huge Ackman.
Massive- so you've got huge. Oh, right. See what you did there?
yeah. A huge Ackman. It was huge.
But you've got people like Chris Hemsworth, Hugh Jackman. You've got all these big Aussies, right? And they're huge. They're known world round, but they haven't
movie
capitalized.
star.
They haven't capitalized on that Aussie vibe. you know?
They're actors,
So-
though.
so
They're
are you
playing a
saying-
character, whereas he was Steve Irwin. Like, that's
Yeah.
what he did. And they
Yeah,
were
yeah.
like, "You're so crazy and cool. Let's make a TV show
So
of
with
you."
your question, are you asking, will we ever see an animal wrangler again, or just some like a real, true, down to earth Aussie again? Because
Well,
what I'm
just
trying
in-
to say is,
yeah.
Hemsworth and Jackman's, they have that notoriety like Steve.
Oh, yeah.
but they haven't capitalized on that. He's a fucking good Aussie bloke, you know.
Yeah.
we just know him as like, yeah, he's Aussie, sick. Chris Hemsworth, he's Aussie.
Yeah,
but
I
like,
didn't mean like famous people that are Aussie. I meant like
Will we ever get a true blue like that who really set
Yeah.
the scene?
just
Fuck,
really,
mate.
really genuine. This is how I work. This is what I do. And I suppose it goes hand in hand with the wildlife, because he was just doing it because of the wildlife and how much he loved the animals and all that stuff. Like, it's what he did as a teenager and stuff. He lived on.
The thing is this though, like, I think what made Steve so great to us especially was the fact that he was Australian. But I think the true defining measure of Steve was that he, at the end of the day, he was just a true, honest, good human being.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the thing is like, will we ever see someone like that from Australia again? Probably not. But there is a million people around the world who are the new kind of Steve Irwin in the ways of just a fucking good human being. Like when I try to think of someone like that, all I can think about is someone like I don't know. Who can you think of other than an Australian who is just when you think about them, you're like, they're
don't
just
know,
a
man.
nice fucking person.
See, I don't even know about that. I'm just thinking of like the outstanding sort of wow, like achievements kind of thing. Like the only one that popped in my head was because of wildlife and craziness is like Bear Grylls. He's doing like the whole surviving in the wilderness,
Oh, man.
but it's very
Bear Grylls,
different.
He fucking Bear Grylls stopped making shit around like 2013. Like,
Yeah, but still,
where is he now? Is he still making shit?
Oh,
Like,
he's probably just sitting
probably
back,
eating a goanna somewhere.
sipping martinis out of a goanna skull.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Just-
Can you imagine Bear Grylls like hits rock bottom, and then like they're like, he's like, I need some money. I need to do another TV show, but I've ruptured both my ACLs. I can't do that kind of
Why
stuff.
would he rupture it?
I don't know. He's like, I
has
can't
he done that? I don't know.
probably, but I can't do any more like adventuring, so it'll have to be a bit more closer to home. Introducing Bear Grylls surviving a nightclub. She is fat. She is ugly, but it is a route. I'm gonna try to take her home.
I've actually seen like a spoof clip. It's like a Bear Grylls scene, and it's got the voiceover, and he's like, and I've set up camp here, and something, and then this is when I started pondering life. I don't know how it goes, actually. I'm just making this shit up, but he's like, and that's what led me to the smack. And it's just like a cut together as if he's shooting up on a campsite.
That's so funny. I'm chasing the dragon.
Exactly.
That's classic, dude.
But that ties in surviving a nightclub.
Yeah.
I'm on 3 ecstasy pills right now.
I
I
am
think they were
digging-
Mitsubishi brand.
Yeah. One had a.
I, by the way, I can't do a fucking Bear Grylls voice. I got no fucking idea.
One has an aeroplane on it. The other has a smiley face. I am fucking dinging, son.
And
Yeah.
it's just got pupils like this.
I am having it large. Yeah.
Goodness.
So,
But no Steve Irwin. Absolutely not.
well, let's think about it though. Like, when I think about, because obviously we didn't have, Steve Irwin didn't obviously have a social media presence, so we probably didn't get a lot of Steve Irwin's personal life. However,
Only the official show, exactly.
But I would not be. I'd say with 100% certainty that what you saw on TV is what he would have been at home. I think Steve Irwin was just a pure human being. Like, he wouldn't have watched TV. He would have just always been in either books, cooking families, playing catch with his son in the backyard.
And in the wild.
And in the fucking wild. He would have never been fucking sitting at home like, how do I use this computer?
But like, the show would have just enabled all those things. Like, he would have gone bigger and better because of all the funding and let's film this. Yes, let's film this. Like, it's so, and he obviously had a team, but he was the top dog. Like, he's got guys jumping on those crocodiles
too,
with him.
But he was first in.
He was it.
Steve Irwin. This is what makes Steve Irwin a legend. I love using this sentence. Steve Irwin was first in, last out. That's a fucking legend right there.
I remember one episode really stood out where they're saving this croc from this weird like corner. It had like a concrete wall and there's like this swampy little place and there was a fence and stuff. And they cut down this fence and they're trying to drag this thing out and it death rolls on him while he's holding it and it breaks his arm during filming. It breaks his forearm. He's rolling over it and he breaks his forearm and I'm like, he just broke his arm on TV.
And was he still like...
Yeah, he's still going. He's like, I think it's broken my arm. I'll have to look that back up because...
He would have said that, eh? He's broken my arm.
Yeah.
He's broken me fucking arm. Put your finger in his bumhole, you know? Like, that'll sort him out, yeah. But when, when
you dare you put those words in Steve Irwin's mouth, man.
Yeah, true.
But you know how you said we're such big fans because he's Aussie and we live in Australia. But like... That's what gave other countries a mad image of Australia.
Of Australians,
like,
yeah, bro.
The Americans would have been like, oh, wow, that's... Because before that, it might have been like Crocodile Dundee. And they're like, Australian is all bush. And...
Well, this is the thing. Like, Crocodile Dundee set the scene.
Yeah.
And then Steve Irwin...
This is real life.
Steve Irwin, like reinforced that image of like we're all just like tanned, blonde-haired, fucking leather,
but it kind of put
roughneck, fucking, you know.
But it kind of put some reality to it. Like they knew that he was obviously one of a kind, but it showed Australia in more of like, oh yeah, Australians live like normal people. They drive normal cars, but this guy's like mixing with the bush part of it.
Here's the thing about that.
We ride kangaroos to school, bro.
Exactly. Here's the thing. I remember. Like, I think, honestly, if you were to ask, 10 random Americans on the street, Americans, for example, I doubt they would have the knowledge that we have about Australia.
Oh, 100%.
Because, like, you hear these stories about Aussies going to, like, airports and then Americans, like, do you guys have Christmas over there? Do you guys have banks?
Like, but they're just being naive, obviously.
Totally. But, like, I think stereotypes are real. Like, I've never been to Mexico, and all I can think about Mexico is just, like shacks and fucking like
because that's all you get fed.
Yeah, exactly. So like, and I remember,
whereas there's full cities with hotels and shit.
Yeah, exactly, dude. When I went to when I was in high school, I remember in 2009 I was in the last year of high school. I was in year 12, and I remember watching on Fox 8. I used to watch Fox till late at night. Everyone would go to bed, and I think one or two times I was just like on my phone or like on the computer, and Fox 8 was still on because obviously Fox 8 is Simpsons, late night Simpsons.
Of course.
And I remember
Simpsons, the greatest. Of course. Absolute greatest show on earth.
Gang.
I watched it all the time.
Oh, that's right. You never watched it. This fucking never watched Simpsons. Do you remember Glee?
Yeah.
That show Glee? Glee would come on after Simpsons. I remember like I'd be on the computer back in the old dial-up broadband days when we were only using MySpace and MSN. Yeah. And like, I remember it was
the origins of dubstep.
Oh, for real?
No, I don't.
Anyways, I remember Glee would come on, and then a couple of times I'd be like, what the fuck? This isn't Simpsons? Whatever. And then every now and then, like, I'd take a break from like trying to chat women up, and then I'd be like, do you want to
MSN?
Know? Yeah. Or MySpace at this point in time. I'd be like, woo do 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 da, and I'd turn around and be like, fuck, I hate musicals. Look at these. And then there'd be like a hot chick, like in like a cheerleader outfit singing, and I'd be like, Let's turn off the computer, sit on the couch, and then I'd like maybe I'd. But every now and then, like I would just like watch Glee, and then to the point. Long story short, I got into Glee, man. I was like, I can't believe Samantha said that to Tony. Like, I was like digging it, yeah.
I only ever like heard the covers, the song covers, and I'd be like, oh yeah, Glee, this must be a show people have watched or something.
Does that keep it tight? Yeah. Anyways.
Bro, but I remember MSN, not MySpace, for like chatting.
Yeah.
Do you remember like the
MySpace is like old school.
Do you remember the MSN names?
Yeah.
And it was just
Paw Patrol.
all these symbols with just emojis and flowers. And,
Yeah,
my God. And then you had to have your little tag in it, in brackets, like you and your buddies, your small group of friends, like, yeah, DTF.
yeah.
Dude,
Fucking
you're so little, man. You're so young. You don't know what the fuck you're talking
Drunk
about.
till death. Yeah, all that shit. But I remember like a while after that, maybe like a year or two later, the people from Glee did a tour and they went to Australia, right? I'm going to sneeze on camera.
Here he is.
Apparently you look up.
Spew!
Looking up helps you sneeze.
Bless you!
Thank you. Anyways, and the cast of Glee were in Australia. And this is the thing, bringing back to the whole stereotype thing. One of the main characters on the Glee cast was like, yeah, man, we're in Sydney right now. I'm really enjoying myself. I'm so surprised at this place. Like, the Australian people dress so well.
Yeah.
And I was like, mother, what are you expecting us to be wearing? Like, sheep fucking wool and like spears in our hands? Like,
whatever.
And that was a big thing for me. I was like, are you fucking serious? Like, dude.
Whatever Crocodile Dundee wore, bro.
But I will say this, though, like, Aussies do dress pretty well, especially in the metropolises.
Well, and especially with, like, I know it's not like fashion, but especially for, like, gym wear. Like, we got that shit on point. Like, there's a guy...
Were you telling me this dude went over to...
Yeah, Steve Cook.
Yeah.
And
he's Kiwi, isn't he?
No, he's American, Steve Cook.
Right.
This American... bodybuilder, like lightweight bodybuilder, but he's only young. He's younger than us, like by 5 or 6 years. But he
that's fucking crazy.
He's pretty jacked unit, and he's got this girlfriend from Brisbane, I think.
Oh, true.
From Australia, Brisbane. But he used to come here, and he was like, "You guys would have like all this stuff that was like fashionable here, and we had no idea over in the States yet." Like. The example he used was long tees. Remember the long tee phase?
Of course.
And he's like, I would buy these here and then I'd wear them over there. And they're like, oh, what are you wearing? Like, whoa. Yeah. They'd be like, yeah, just give it a couple years. And then it would be like, fashion.
Yeah.
Sports fashion.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, I guess. I guess we can take that.
Yeah, for sure. That is pretty cool. Man, the shit Australians invent too. Like, didn't Australians, we invented Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, yeah.
We invented the jaws of death.
What's the jaws of death?
Do you know when like a car crashes?
That opens up the doors. Yeah.
Someone's like, hey, my arm is broken. Oh, it's actually amputated.
They call it the jaws of death. So Australia.
Jaws of life, sorry.
Jaws of life, yeah.
It's
so
so
I
gangster.
It was like,
let's call it, the Americans would be like, or like the British or whoever, they'd be like, we will call it the squebuloquinqualicus or something, something.
The apparatus of door openness.
Yeah.
Wingardium Leviopenus.
We're like jaws of fucking life.
These jaws
gonna get you
save lives.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
I wonder if that's because like
life.
Great white sharks, jaws of death, and then they're like, yeah, let's make the jaws of life.
Dude, did you remember the video I sent? I sent Phil a video recently on Instagram. It was this dude. There was a shark.
I hated that.
Baby shark.
I hated
He's
that.
pulling the shark out of the water, and the shark like spins on his it's like and he's trying to pull it out. He's pulling it out by the body, and then its mouth clamps on, and then it spins and spins and spins, and he goes, fuck it, fucking bit my pinky off.
Yeah,
and then
my fucking pinky.
I lost my fucking pinky, and you look down, this is like blood. Like the thing literally
that,
just
dude.
took.
That made me feel so queasy. I was like, no.
That's the thing though, because like when we watch like fail videos and people like slip and hit their head and stuff, and you're like, oh, that would hurt.
I cringe at every one of them. I hate them.
Oh well, this is
I'm
the
like,
thing.
nah.
But like,
I used to hate that back in the funniest home video days because I was like,
yeah.
this is funny, and then they would just play a compilation of people actually getting hurt.
Axing
and I'm like,
it,
stop, nah.
But dude, here's the benchmark though. Like when you see a video when someone getting their finger chopped off, that's when it starts to get a bit more heavier. But I remember, like, I kind of agree. Like sometimes you'd see those videos back in the day when you were younger, and you're like, ooh, ah, oh, no, I don't want to
Nah,
see
I
that.
can't.
And then you get to high school, and one day you're sitting in English class, and the Serbian kid comes up to you with
I
his
don't wanna
fucking
know.
laser flip phone and shows you the execution video
Nah,
where
okay,
a fucking
nah,
terrorist
nah,
dude
nah,
chops an
nah,
American
nah,
guy's head off.
nah.
Dude, let me just
No
say
thanks.
this. That when I first saw that, one of those videos, the first and only time I've seen it, I've never chased anything else like that since. I remember I just felt a feeling I'd never felt before in my entire life.
Yeah.
Hearing him going from making a noise to nothing, that passing over,
Yeah.
I just felt so empty and hopeless. And he was like, check this out. And I remember just being like, oh, no. And then by the end of it, I was just like,
Oh God. Yeah.
and then like for the
Dude.
rest of because me and my mate were like pretty rough dudes, my mate Adam. I remember even he and I sat there and we were just like, and then I kind of look at him. I was like, "Fuck, man, that was that's nuts." And he was like, "Dude, that was fucked." And I remember just feeling. I remember that ruined my day.
Yeah.
I remember just going home and being like, oh, "I fucking just saw someone get their head chopped off." Like,
And
this
the
is,
fucked up thing is, it happens all the time.
Yeah,
like
dude.
all this fucking gang wars. Let's not get into that.
But look, but here's the thing.
fucking-
I agree. It happens all the time, and this is why you see these rappers in American stuff. They're just
we're so sheltered.
Yeah.
We're so sheltered, man. We see one
Yeah.
of them and we're like, no.
yeah, and they're
I'm gonna think about it for days, but now I'm back to living my normal, nice, fluffy life.
Yeah, and this is 9 to 5 for these guys, you know. So like, I
Fucked up.
I feel for these people in the hoods and the ghettos because they're
There's-
literally seeing their family members. You know, they
You hear the
They don't have
stories of the ones that are
opportunities.
in jail, and they went to jail when they were like juvenile.
Yeah.
And they're in there for life, and they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, this is what I did
Double
when I was
manslaughter.
13 and shit."
yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's not
fucked.
right, dude. Yeah, like you think about it, like they don't have the best education. You know, being at home, they've got a problem home, so they run away
Yeah.
from home, and they've got friends, so they join gangs because
Obviously, it's all very.
it's only situational, the
Situational.
comfort they have, and so you got to rehabilitate these people properly. You can't just throw them in and turn them into animals. You know, that's fucking treat them like animals. Sorry, but
Yeah, it's
yeah,
messed up.
like, but what I was going to say is, no matter how crazy or hard or tough you act in life, human beings at its core, we're a communal species, right?
Mm.
Like, obviously situational things happen. Human beings divulge and turn into, you know, some people are born crazy, but most people are created crazy, you know, like they bad things happen
Made
to them,
crazy
made to
throughout
be,
their life. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, human beings, we care for each other. Like,
We're empathetic creatures.
Yeah, we see strangers that need help. We help them. Like human beings, 99% of human beings, we don't like seeing other humans get hurt.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
like we can joke and make fun of people on Jackass and all the shit because it's all like glitz and glamour and stuff. But if you see a person physically get hurt, it fucks with us mentally. And like,
We don't like it. We don't like it. We
Yeah,
gotta help. We
yeah.
gotta help.
yeah. And I'm in high school, man. I'm like lifting weights. My
Trying to figure shit out.
trying to figure shit out. My constant adrenaline running. My hormones are going crazy. All I want to do is fight and fuck and just party and just be like nuts. And even
is
in this
life?
like enhanced, heightened state of being a human, it still brought me down to a level where I'm thinking like I'm in high school. We're tough. We're rolling our sleeves up. We're fucking we'll fight at another school. We'll fucking root women. Yeah. And then when that shit happens, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah,
You know, like
wow.
at the no matter what.
It's so, like you see that sort of violence, someone that just can do that, and you're
Yeah.
just like, whoa.
Yeah,
whoa,
no,
man.
yeah. If we only just got over our bullshit, man, like we love each other, you know, we care for each other. Like you don't see, I mean, there's kind of a lame saying because species do eat each other and kill each other. And
Oh
shit,
yeah,
but like
there's a lot of
but not
violence
as-
in the wild as
not
well.
as
yeah.
malicious as what we do, you know, like.
Well, maybe,
Dude,
maybe.
Yeah, well, I mean,
There's-
what I should rephrase. We're smart enough to know better.
Yeah,
We're smart enough to know that.
we're in. I don't know if that's the right word, but introspective enough or reflective enough. Like we can analyze things to a point where we shouldn't be doing that, and there's so much driven
Like smoking
by
cigarettes or-
greed and
Things like
Oh,
that.
oh, I mean,
we
bigger
know
things,
we
like-
know it's hurting us, but we do it anyway because of impulse
Yeah,
and chemicals and whatever.
we just love it,
Yeah.
dude. I can't remember what I was gonna say.
Sorry, dude.
but we
I rambled, bro. We got to keep the ball rolling, right?
It was gonna have to do with like, oh yeah, what you were mentioning before. You know, if things went full apocalyptic ever, and you were saying like, who would be the survivor? Who would run the place? It would be like the strongest powerful, most daring kind of people.
Not
But I
necessarily the
reckon-
most intelligent, but just like the
But not even that. I reckon most of our Western society, we would all be absolutely fucked. We would be fucked. If the entire economy and governments and everything just broke down to an apocalyptic state where you would just put in the wild, no running water,
No
no
electricity.
sewage, no electricity.
we would die
We would
without
be
electricity.
Fuck, no shops to go buy our food. And I've seen this clip of someone talking about like, who's to say there wasn't really advanced
Joe Rogan, I watched this video, bro. Yeah.
really advanced like civilizations living alongside these hunter-gatherer ones that we know the history of. There's still hunter-gatherers out there now. They would be the ones to survive because they know how to survive in nature.
Yeah.
If we were just like, boom, everything's gone, we're just hiding in our houses, these people would just go, how do we get things? We're just going to have to take things. Imagine just people raiding everything, like
Yeah.
no limits. Walls don't matter. Doors don't matter. They'll just bash the door down, raid whatever food you have left.
Yeah.
There's no shops to buy new food.
Dude, that's scary. Like, it's scary what human beings are capable of when they're hungry, dude.
That and what we've built ourselves on. Like we've got this high level of, oh, look at all our comfort. If that was all just stripped away, we'd be absolutely screwed.
Totally.
Screwed.
Dude, when you think about being hangry and like dude, that's the crazy thing. Like you'd have a tribe, right? Like 10,000 BC style.
Mm.
Like you'd have a tribe of like
Yeah.
and these like,
Imagine when they got hangry
oh dude, but
and
this
they
is
didn't
the
know
thing.
how to deal with
Well,
the
here's-
feeling.
They did know how to deal with it. This is the thing. You'd have a tribe and they'd go off to hunt a mammoth, right? Be like 10 men from the tribe and maybe 2 or 3 would stay back at the village to protect it. These 10 men would go out and hunt a saber-tooth or a fucking, some kind of one of those large mammals that went extinct
A
about.
giant mammoth, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
They would
So,
have been
like,
dangerous.
So they would track a mammoth trail. They'd probably have like cured meat on the way and like bits of like
Maybe.
leaves and shit, right?
Maybe, if
They'd-
that.
Yeah, it'd take them 2 days to find tracks of a mammoth and another 3 to catch up to them, right? By that point in time, you're fucking exhausted. You're starving. So all these blokes used to be fucking just lean and ripped because they're just like running. That's the thing. You see it on Joe Rogan. You see it on these YouTube videos. Why human beings, male, female, we'll say man. Well, humans are we're the top tier predators because we're endurance runners. So like a gazelle or like an animal would run short periods of time and then they'd have to take a break. But humans would just keep running.
Yeah.
We just keep running and running and running and running and running. We're just marathon. We're endurance. We're built for like long distance because we're hunters, right? So we're hunting this mammoth. 6 guys go up against a mammoth. We're trying to take down this mammoth. The mammoth
It's tiring it out.
Mammoth might kill 2 of them, 2 blokes. And then we got to contend with the other fucking 15 mammoths that are in the area. So we got to somehow scare the others off. We're trying to hunt this mammoth. 1 blokes get fucking impaled. The other blokes get stomped on. So the other 4 fellas have to take this mammoth down. And at that point in time, dude, the hunger, that tightening
Oh,
of the
yeah.
stomach, you'd fucking just be.
That would be what hangry was
Oh, yeah.
designed for, biologically
Totally.
designed for.
I wouldn't be surprised
hunting.
if some of those blokes ate that thing before its heart had even stopped beating,
Yeah.
bro. You'd be that hungry.
Tear into it. But,
And then
but
you
then
gotta
how did they?
drag that fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
drag it back.
How
The
do you
wall, the
provide
fur.
for your crew?
Exactly.
Because the human population only started blowing up as agriculture came in. As we started going, oh, hang on a second, we can just grow this shit controlled, or hang on
Yeah.
a sec, we can just raise these animals,
Yeah.
build something around them so they can't run away, so
Yeah.
that we can just slaughter them there. It's
Well,
very easy.
that's the thing. That's one of the interesting things as to why human beings not everyone started in Olduvai in Africa. Because we all say we're descended from Africans, but they also say indigenous Australians are from a different genome.
Yeah.
So, but I think Westerners ourselves, we can agree we came from Africa originally. So why did we migrate from Africa and stuff? Well, there you go. Obviously, changing of the seasons would have been a big thing, trying
Yeah.
to avoid the blistering cold. But at the same time, if these mammoth herds or other prey are slowly migrating out, we got to follow them. Otherwise, we're going to starve to death.
Yeah.
So we're travelers, dude, you know?
So You know, speaking of like weather and seasons, this is why when you hear old history, most of it comes from Europe. Do you know why? Because of the shape of the continent. So, like America and stuff, it's a long from north to south. So the seasons are very different north to south. Whereas in Europe, you had this long plain that went east to west. So, whatever this farmer invented or decided to do, the guy next door could just copy it because they would be in the exact same season. It could just be passed along into west and east. Passed like knowledge was just passed along and evolved.
Yeah.
Whereas America, if this farmer up here in the north came up with this thing, there might be a group of them doing it, but that culture wasn't able to be passed along as easily. That's how I saw it in like a history video.
Totally. Yeah. Makes sense.
Where that's why everything Western seems to stem from the Europe side, and like we Westerners, we were so advanced, and then we went to America and took it over because America was still very wild because it didn't have that agricultural boom.
Right.
Where we grew plants,
this is the thing,
and we grew this,
yeah,
and we...
That always confused me because I always thought to myself, obviously Africa was kicking long before and stuff. It would make sense why
It was all part of that
China had a big...
continent.
Yeah, so like when you look at Native Americans and Africans, for instance, why had they not reached a level of civilization like the Westerners?
Well, Africa's the same. Africa's the long part that goes down to the south. So it's probably very different for season and weather conditions. Whereas the top ring, they were in winter together. So they would share information on how to bunker down or what works in winter.
So Europe had a lot
they
more
all
different
had the
climates.
season together with
Right.
a lot more population spread across
Right.
one season at the same time.
A lot of different provinces, different coastal accesses, so different tribes, spice trading, etc. Yeah, I feel bad for these other
spice trading, exactly.
populations.
You could grow things here. This guy could grow things. Things would grow at the same time. You could
trade,
trade
language,
Boom.
literature. Yeah, dude. You know what was interesting is like I read about how cats became domesticated. Dude, cats
didn't know
cats didn't domesticate. We didn't domesticate cats per se. Cats domesticated themselves. So, like, obviously, after we have these
What?
roaming tribes, right? You've got these tribes that decide to settle. We can keep these prey animals in pens, breed them, eat them. We can grow crops, etc. So, the more crops you have and the more produce you're making, right? The more critters are going to come, right? So, like, is it dead?
No, the SD card's full.
Oh, well, fuck it. So, like, the more...
It's only me now on the videos.
So the more critters you have, right, the more rodents are going to be around. So the cats were attracted to the rats. The rats were hanging around the human. So the rats would hang around the humans like scraps and other stinky things.
Yeah.
And so cats started to migrate towards human civilization. And then man were like, hey, this little fairy feline thing that we used to like hunt or shoo away is actually killing the rodents that are eating our crops and our produce.
Great.
Let's just not fuck with them. And so
Just
eventually
keep it in our household.
cats eventually became like household pets.
And that, to anyone that doesn't live in Australia, that's exactly what we've done with snakes, by the way. So we actually, all of us keep snakes in our home so they can crawl.
I got a
in
red
the
belly
attic.
black snake, yeah.
Yeah, so they can crawl in the attic and hunt all our rodents.
Hell yeah.
So,
I got a king cobra as well. He's named Boof.
boof.
Where's Olympus? Where did you put Olympus? Is he in here?
No, I think he's, you know, my balcony.
Oh yeah,
Like
I thought I
above-
saw him up there. Yeah,
above
yeah. I thought I
That's
saw
where-
his little eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well,
So-
hardly little.
There you go. Little unknown fun fact for anyone that doesn't live in Australia. So
En Vlaamse komt voor mij gesproken.
that sounds very French. We've finished our Van Liters. Joel's camera's done, so we'll just
Cheers.
call it a night.
Blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne.
Thanks for listening.